All right. And there we go. That looks good. Okay. Yeah, there's a good reason why I was late. I'm trying to prepare for tomorrow's or for this week's severe weather coverage, and I'm working on an overlay, and it's taking a long time. Posting announcements. All right. Yeah, I mean, I've been spending so much time trying to get this overlay updated, and I still didn't. It's gonna take forever to update each individual widget. So I'm probably just gonna be using the old overlay until it's just gonna take time to get this one all updated. So, but I mean, I could have gotten on at like 8 p.m. But I'm trying to get this all updated and everything for. I'm trying to get it updated in time. No, yeah, I didn't try to. No, I didn't update my computer or anything. I'm just the overlay I use has all these new widgets and all this new stuff that's going on, and it's complicated. So you don't just like download an application. You have to do everything through C prompt and get pulls and all the fun stuff, and it's a long process. I think I'm just gonna wait for the dashboard and template to come out, so I don't have to individually update everything myself. So I might use the old version for a little bit longer. Anyways, lots of things to talk about. Lots of severe weather to talk about. Let's see if we got any update from Pivotal Weather. This isn't going to be the longest stream because I just spent so much time trying to do this stuff. At least it was stuff for my weather page that I was doing. I wasn't just playing video games. All right, we still have all those slight risks. Makes sense. Let me take a look. Let's go to severe here. Let's take a look at the latest information. Latest GFS is coming out. So we'll let 850 millibar winds. We'll let some people hop in here. Let's see. Why does it say I have 150 people in my TikTok stream and I can't see anyone chatting? That's so weird. It's not showing me anyone chatting. Hi TikTok. I can't see anyone's chat. What the heck is going on? I can't see anyone. I can see you guys on YouTube. Reason gonna start Jason Oklahoma this week? Yeah, that makes sense. It's not showing me chat. Chat is broken on the TikTok app, I guess. What the heck? Oh no. Am I gonna have to end it and then restart it? Let's see. One second, guys. I'm trying to fix it. I'm trying to fix it. What is going on? My chat box is out and it's just empty, but I know that people are chatting. Okay, guys. Oh my god, TikTok. Why? I might have to pull TikTok up on my phone or something. Shoot. Let's get the GFS a little bit loaded here. Oh, okay. Still looking very impressive. Maybe a little bit more impressive, actually. There's your shear. What the actual heck? Extend chat. Oh my gosh. This is live chat. All right, I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to stop going live on TikTok and then reopen it because it shows no one. All right, that's what I have to do. End live over there. I'm staying on YouTube. End live, and then we're gonna go live again and see if it works. Let's see if it works this time. Let's see if chat works. If not, this is gonna be just a YouTube night. All right, let's see if it works. Look, there's my chat, so you guys can believe me. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send it all to YouTube if no one shows up in the chat. Someone try typing something on TikTok. It's showing no one. Hey, ABC, what's going on? See? I'm pretty sure people are... I mean, I just went live again. Hey, if you're on TikTok, type something in chat because it's not working. I'm trying to see. I'm pretty sure people have already typed in chat. Maybe I can pull it up online. Yeah, it's just not working. Chat box. Chat box not working. What I can do... Actually, maybe this is what I'll do. I can watch the live. Actually, maybe this is what I'll do. There we go. I can watch it live. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, guys. I figured it out. I have to watch myself on the internet. So now I'm gonna be lagging in responses to you, but the TikTok app is not working. It is not working. So this is gonna be the best I can do. Okay, but I think this will work. Now I can see things. I think. Let me type hi. Hi. Okay, there we go. All right, but yeah, this is my chat box, guys. This is what it shows me. I can't see anyone. I can't even see GIFs. I can't see anything. Holy crap. Anyways, we have multiple days of severe weather. Obviously, this isn't gonna be the longest stream. I'll try to hit at least an hour here, 45 minutes, an hour. But I've been working on updating my overlay because we're getting into severe weather season. I'm using Atmospheric X right now. They have their new version coming out, but it's gonna take forever. Their dashboard, their overlay isn't out yet though, and so I'd have to update each widget individually. So maybe I'll just use the old version for a little bit. I want to make sure I can display what's going on. But expect quite the better looking display. You know, this is obviously what I run right now, but it'll look good as we push into spring when I have the updated version. I just did a lot of work to get it right now. Here we go. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6. Lot going on. Anytime you see slights past day 3, significant, high chance. I think we all know what's going on. I think we all know about the updated. Let's look at this. Updated SPC. Well, the updated SPC. What do I want to type in? Here. They're gonna show them tomorrow. The new risk zones come out tomorrow. And I want to explain. Someone can one of my mods or someone link something that we can go over really quickly. I want to explain kind of how they're going to work. I'm sure a lot of you know. They're rolling out. Matt, what's a good site to go to that you actually sent it to me, or you were going over it earlier? That lays out how everything works. 10:30 a.m. is when it goes up. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mr. Mesomat. Mesomat will be covering all of the severe weather as well. Listen, I got 2 jobs. I can't always be on covered in severe weather, but I try to live stream every single day, anything significant's going on. So even if I can't cover a whole event, I can update you on everything you should expect. But MESOMATT, Mesomat, who's in chat right now over there on TikTok, he's your guy. So give him a follow. It's on SPC. Oops. Okay. Is it on here? Where is it on here? Sir? Sir? Oh, SPC News. Aha, that's what I just clicked on. Oh, here we go. There it is. All right, here we go. Maybe we should watch this. We should watch this together. Is this one going to explain it?
Here at the Storm Prediction Center, we've made some changes to our severe weather outlooks in 2026.
Oh, this is important. Let's watch this together. Let's watch this together, chat. Big breaking news. This starts tomorrow. Tomorrow. Breaking news. Let me turn the music down, even though this is a banger. Banger will resume later. Breaking news.
These changes will help you better understand the risk for your area.
Okay.
If you follow severe weather, you're probably familiar with these outlook categories: marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, and high. The good news is these risk levels are not changing. If you see a moderate risk today, it means the same thing as it did before.
Okay.
What is changing is the black hatching. For those that don't know, this is how we communicate the storm intensity, whether that means extreme straight line winds, destructive hail, or catastrophic tornadoes.
Here's the problem. Under the old system, we only used hatching when the expected coverage of significant severe weather was high enough.
This is important. Pay attention, everyone.
10% or more.
I'm going to lose viewers
And
because some people are going to fall asleep.
that hatching looked exactly the same
Yep.
whether we were expecting a strong EF2 tornado or a catastrophic EF5.
Which is stupid.
You will see 3 new intensity levels. Level 1.
Wait, this one's not a 40-minute
significant
video.
severe
No, this
weather
is a minute 52. It's
possible.
just the highlights.
Level 2 signals a dangerous environment, like intense tornadoes or extremely large hail.
Okay.
Level 3 is rare. It's reserved for historic outbreak level intensity, such as violent tornadoes
All right.
or intense derechos.
I'll
When no intensity area is present, we are communicating that the vast majority of severe weather is expected to be low.
you see that? I'll just show you the graphics here, so we don't have to watch this whole thing. Okay, here we go. Graphics. Okay. Calm down, everyone. Calm down. Everyone stay calm.
Lower and severe.
Let's go over the graphics. This is important. Who cares about this stuff? Say I, and who doesn't care about it? Say I as well. Okay. Okay. Here's the updates. Tornado. Now, here's what they can do now. So there's no SIG, obviously. SIG 1, SIG 2, SIG 3. So you still have your chance, right? So this is a 2% chance of a tornado touching down within 25 miles of you. Okay. Then you go up to 5%, 10%, 15%, 30%, 45, 60. You still have your percentages. Still there. Hasn't changed. What has changed is now within these percentages, you can get different levels of SIG. Meaning, sometimes a hatched zone in our current layout, and Matt can correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes a hatched zone with our current layout, so if you have a hatch, say you have a hatched enhanced risk, that's okay. You could have a significant tornado, and it's a whatever 30 plus percentage chance of, or 10 to 15% chance of it being within 25 miles of you. Now you have SIG 1, SIG 2, SIG 3. So these are different levels of intensification. This can tell you if it's you could see if you could see an EF2 up to an EF5, basically. The higher your SIG chances, the more intense that tornado could be, going from no SIG to SIG 1, SIG 2, SIG 3. So think about this as an intensity rating, and think about this as the chance that there's a tornado within 25 miles of you, if you're in the zone. So if you're in a SIG 3, if you're in a high SIG 3, and it would clarify this, by the way, if you're in a high SIG 3, you could have a 30% chance of having like a EF4, EF5 tornado within 25 miles of your house. If you have a SIG 1, a slight with the SIG 1 hatch, and you'll see how the hatches are laid out, then you have a chance, we'll say, of an EF1, EF2, 5% chance within 25 miles of your house. So it's just an intensification rating now. That's the major change. there's other major changes, but you have an intensification rating with different hatches now. This goes for wind as well. This goes for hail, goes up to SIG 1, SIG 2, and then they're also doing this for your for day 3, which is pretty cool. For the total severe outlook, not for the individual tornado, wind, and hail. But I was just talking to Matt. I wish they would do tornado, wind, and hail day 3 as well. So what does this look like? Well, here you go. Tornado intensity distribution by conditional intensity group. Here is your less than SIG 1. Okay, so this I believe wouldn't be a hatched. And this would be, oh, this isn't actually showing. Okay, here. So this would be EF0, 61% chance, EF1, 32% chance, EF2, 6%. You don't have to remember this exact, but less than SIG 1 or yeah, less than, I don't know how, man, I'm not sure how they would say this. But if the SIG is less than 1, SIG is less than 1. But I kind of want to say this, SIG 1, SIG 2, SIG 3. Yeah, so SIG less than 1. How would you say this? Why wouldn't this just be no SIG? Is this just no SIG? No SIG. No SIG. SIG 1, SIG 2, SIG 3. Why is this SIG less than 1? No SIG. These are your chances. Yeah, no SIG. No SIG. No SIG. These are your chances, right, of seeing these levels of tornadoes. Now you get into a SIG 1. Suddenly, your chances of seeing EF1 tornado go up to a 37% chance from 32% chance. So SIG 1's not that dangerous, but you could see a little bit stronger of a tornado. And this is gonna be with hail and wind too. With hail, it's gonna be your I think of what is it? Your SIG 2 is gonna be, you were explaining this, Matt. Your SIG 2 is gonna be like gorilla hail. And with wind up to SIG 3, this is gonna be the same type of thing. But there you go. Now we get into SIG 2, this becomes significant. Now we go from having a 6% chance with no SIG of seeing an EF2 to a 14% chance of seeing an EF2 in SIG 1 to now we have almost a 20% chance of seeing an EF2 in SIG 2 with the EF4 being 3%. Now we get into SIG 3. Now this is when it gets obviously even more dangerous. Now you're up to a 5% chance of an EF4 plus, a 14% chance of an EF3 plus, 40% chance you have an EF3 plus, and then 22% chance of an EF2 plus. So just think of this as intensity. You don't need to remember these percentages. Like, you just don't need to. This is actually probably stupid brain. Don't waste your brain space with the percentages. I'll try to do that. But just know this is what you want to see if you want to be out of danger. And then the higher you get up towards SIG 3, the more significant that the damage could be. One of the reasons they're doing this is because, and there's a few reasons they're doing this. This is really important. Everyone pay attention. There are days when you have sometimes a marginal risk. That's it. This little tiny marginal risk, 2% chance or a slight 5% chance for a tornado, or this would be actually for severe weather. Are they actually increasing the slight to 5%? 10%. Okay. Say you have a 2% chance, 5% chance, 10% chance to see severe weather. A low percent chance, 2 to 5% chance. A lot of people take that as, okay, well, a marginal, a slight day, whatever. It goes up to enhance. It goes all the way up to high. Who cares? Marginal, slight. Here's the problem. There are days where you only have a marginal or a slight risk because of things like capping. So there's a warm cap on the atmosphere that the Storm Prediction Center and guidance expects to hold. And if it does hold, you might not see any severe weather that day. Perfectly sunny skies, and then everyone gets on Twitter and then tells meteorologists how they have no idea what they're talking about and they're terrible at their job and they should quit and it's the only job where you can be wrong 75% of the time and still keep your job. Yeah, we've heard it all. But that's because this is the best way to put, there's other things that you have to watch out for, but capping is a major one. There's also just the messiness of a storm and a clean air pocket not forming for supercell development, but I'll get into that in a second. But capping is, a lot of times when we have a marginal or slight risk, it's because there's a very high percent chance that cap doesn't break. But if the cap does break, you could end up with an EF3 plus tornado. So how do you apply a risk zone to that? And they were applying a risk zone to that with the old SBC guidance or SBC risk zones. But it didn't really make sense because people don't take marginals and slight that seriously. But they should probably know if they're in a slight and there's a small chance that you could end up with a EF3 plus tornado that could level your community. So now what they're going to be able to do is say, listen, you can have a slight with the SIG 1. You can have an enhanced with the SIG 2. Oh, it's only an enhanced, but you're an enhanced with the SIG 3, meaning, okay, it's not a moderate, it's not a high, it's not going to be that bad of a tornado day. But now you can look at it and be like, okay, it's only an enhanced, but it's a SIG 3 enhanced. If we do get a tornado or two, we're talking EF4 plus, EF5 is possible. Not very probable, but possible. So now this allows you to see the percentage of getting a tornado. And then if we do get one, so say there's only a 2% chance of getting a tornado. Well, look, if you're in a SIG 1, well, maybe you're a little bit more concerned, because now even though there's a 2% chance of getting a tornado, you could end up with an EF2 tornado, which is going to do a lot of damage. So that's how that works. This is also going to apply, like Matt said, with like tropical systems and stuff. But I think another really good, like he said to me, but I think another really good thing that this will help with is sometimes there are days where you get these QLCSs that form and you get some moisture falling ahead of them. They're really sloppy. You can't find a clean inflow pocket. The skies are muddied up, and what should be 10 tornado warnings and 25 severe thunderstorm warnings, it's not turning into anything because you don't have, there's not a cell that's in a location to get that clean inflow and begin that rapid rotate, or to begin to amp up the vorticity. But if you get one on that QLCS or two supercells that find a pocket of clean air, we need to know how significant could that tornado be. And that's going to be days when we think there could be a big outbreak, but it ends up being messy. Maybe they give you a 45%, but maybe it's a 45% SIG 3, maybe it's a 45% SIG 2. Again, what's the odds of us getting a tornado, and how intense could that tornado be? Capping can really mess with our chances of seeing severe weather. A kind of muddy setup without any clean air to the south can mess with our setup. So this is going to be good. It's going to take time for me to get used to it. It's going to take time for everyone to get used to it. But what's it going to look like? So it's going to look like this. Here you go. It's going to look like this. Let's zoom in here. And, okay, here we go. This is what it's going to look like. Let me move my face. Perfect. So, wait, that's probably not the best one, but okay. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So, just kidding. Here you go. So, what do we have here? Now, this would be a ridiculous looking day, but I'm sure we'll get something like this. Eventually. So, what do we have in here? I'm doing this with you right now. So, we have a SIG 1, a SIG 2, and a SIG 3. So, what is the most dangerous part of this day? Right there. That area is an issue. If you're in a high-risk SIG 3, you might want to go out of town. No, maybe. But you could see here, and then you have a high SIG 2. So what does this mean? Okay, so now we're talking about a 30% chance, and this is our tornado outlook. So you have a 30% chance of seeing a tornado within 25 miles of your house here. That's how you read this. But if you're in this one, the SIG 3, this has a higher percent chance of seeing EF3, EF3, EF4, EF5 plus. Now, what's the big difference here? I don't think you should treat it much different if you're in a high SIG 2 and a high SIG 3, but it at least lets you know where could the most damaging tornado be, and this actually gets specific to the regions. You can also see, well, look at that. Our SIG 2 actually extends out into the slight, meaning, okay, if you're out here, this is your tornado risk, and you look and you're literally, say your city's right there, and you're like, I'm only in a slight risk for tornadoes today. Okay, but you're in a slight risk SIG 2 for tornadoes today. Not a no SIG, not a SIG 1, and a SIG 2, meaning, again, destructive, potentially long track tornadoes are possible. So this is a much better way of looking at it. And then again, you get to your SIG 1. Oh, I'm only in a marginal risk. Who cares? Yeah, but you're in a SIG 1 marginal risk out here. What, like out towards Greenville, South Carolina, right? So now this isn't, guys, this isn't this isn't a real risk zone. But now, okay, you're going to, maybe these people will actually take it a little bit more seriously instead of brushing it off like I'm in a marginal, nothing's going to happen. Because we probably want these people to take it a little bit more seriously, but we don't want to scare maybe the people here as much, who probably, even if they see a tornado, it's very likely it's an EF0. But here we're talking EF2 plus. So this is a way of really understanding and getting down to what are the exact cities that are under the biggest threat, and that should be getting constant updates. I think anyone in a tornado risk should be paying attention all day, but that's just me. Here's your wind outlook. This is another good one, and this is just your SIG 1 wind outlook. Okay, here you go. So now you have your 30% chance, your 45% chance of seeing damaging, destructive winds within 25 miles of your house. And you also have a SIG 1. So this is just a SIG 1, but they could also put the SIG 2 and SIG 3 on here as well. Same thing here. Okay, this is all in a slight. This is going to be for hail. Cool. You're in a slight risk here. But guess what? Your odds of getting, 2 to 3 inch plus hail here are much higher than getting 2 to 3 plus inch here. 2 to 3 inch hail there. So it's just a different way to look at it. Also, this apparently is how the maps are going to look. Matt was telling me about this too, that it's going to look much cleaner. Look at this. Look how clean this is. Beautiful compared to, let's take a look. Compared to this crap. Right? So we like it. Anyways, this is going to be the most useful for tornadoes. It's probably, honestly, wind is the hardest thing to predict with these systems. So I don't really know how much this is going to help us with wind. Hail and tornadoes, though, I'm excited for the SIG 1 to 3. Because now I can be like, hey, yeah, you're in an enhanced over here, but this enhanced over here could see gorilla hail. Here, you have a good chance of seeing hail, but it's probably not going to see gorilla hail. So that's good with hail. Obviously, tornadoes, this is the SIG 1 to 3 is the most important for tornadoes. Wind is extremely, ridiculously hard to predict. So we'll see how that works. Anyways, that's what's going on. Now we can actually talk about the severe weather that's coming up. And everyone's going to start getting used to this as we move forward and we talk about these things. This is going to be, you guys will start to get used to it. All right, let's get into the 4 panel for tomorrow. So, crispy. I agree, Sams. I agree. Yep, that goes live 10:30 a.m. tomorrow. Yep, I'm going to be working. The new Outlook format goes into effect tomorrow. Correct. It does. So here we go. Here's for tomorrow. Not much. A little bit of a hail outlook. I mean, we could take a look for fun at the... I guess I'll go into the Rufus model. We can go into our updraft helicity reflectivity. Updraft helicity over 75 specifically. And where could we see some hail tomorrow? I mean, it's looking pretty weak. Let's get into here and let's compare it to our risk zone. I'm interested to see this come out tomorrow, though. So here's our risk zone for tomorrow. Again, let's go into hail. Let's go into hail for tomorrow. We're talking about portions of Kansas, western Oklahoma, and then north central Texas. I mean, not really even seeing any supercells show up here on the latest Rufus, but that's why it's probably a marginal for just hail. Here is the 00Z from the HRRR, and you can see these storms, so probably not too much to worry about tomorrow. I wonder if this is going to be a no-sig marginal in the latest update, but we know what happens as we get into day 3. Now we get into a slight and a marginal. We can take a look a little bit further out here, getting into day 3. Let me go back to the Rufus. We can see a little bit further out. Our day 3 is going to be Wednesday. Okay, and I should probably zoom out a little bit here. Actually, we should be able. Should I go into? Let's change regions here. South Central. There we go. There we go. So now we're getting into Wednesday. Not much going on through the morning hours, afternoon. We get into the evening. A little bit of a discrete setup here. What's going on here? 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 These can get spicy because all of these cells have the sky to themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if we get something from one of these, or a couple supercells that spin up there. And then we push into around midnight. So it's interesting. It doesn't look too impressive on the Rufus. It's very discreet. We're not seeing really like a significant QLCS form. But again, no one loves seeing popcorn skies, because then you have the air to yourself, and or you have the sky to yourself, and you can get some significant rotation. So we'll see what the new SBC puts for this. Matt, what are you thinking for Wednesday night? Look at the Thursday. I will. What are you thinking for Wednesday night? Let's see. All right, let's push forward a little bit here. Oh, geez. There's Thursday. Yep, and I talked about this in my video today, saying Thursday and Friday. Well, I'm really watching Friday, but I also brought up Thursday could be significant as well. Yep, Thursday is looking spicy there. SIG1, you think SIG1 hail, 2% Tor, 15% wind? I could roll with that. 2% Tor. Non-SIG, you think non-SIG Tor? This looks decent. Now, it's hard to tell at this range. Now, just because you see supercells here doesn't mean these are tornadoes. This can be hail. This can be wind. All these updraft helicity marks, all these updraft helicity streaks mean is the future reflectivity believes these are supercellular. That's it. But just because it's a supercell doesn't mean it's a tornado. But you need a supercell for it to be a tornado. Not necessarily, but typically with these setups. Because you can't get tornadoes that just spin up from excessive shear with tropical systems that have nothing to do with supercells. Rufus A is one of those models I dislike because it prints off way too many supercells. They all have their own data starting point, and there's times where the Rufus, the HRRR underdoes dew points. In my opinion, the HRRR underdoes dew points and in turn underdoes undercooks at supercell development. So the Rufus overcooks it. Well, nothing's going to be perfect, but I think the Rufus has had some pretty good performances last year as compared to the HRRR. You know, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, let's see. This to me. And let's look at the dry line. Let's dive into this, guys. What is this going to be? Is this a dry line setup? Because I think it is. Let's take a look at Thursday. Oof. Okay. Not the sharpest dry line I've ever seen, but hey, your dew point's 13 here. It's pushing 55 right out to the east. So this would tell me. Look at that. This would tell me we could have some large hail on Thursday. Dry lines can always produce some significant gorilla hail. This isn't the sharpest dew line. This isn't the sharpest dry line I've ever seen, but this is pretty good. 55, 10. This is pretty good. Thursday doesn't indeed seem like a dry line setup. Yep, it wouldn't be surprised if you got a 2% SIG1. Yeah, I mean, this is naturally gonna cause some instability. We can take a look at our 850 millibar here. Do we have any sort of shear going on at the same time? Shear's not too impressive. You know? It's doing something, but it's not too impressive. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm leaning a little bit more towards a hail day. Thursday. Nah, you can get tornadoes out of this, of course. Strong winds out of this, of course. Friday. What do you want me to tell you? Friday's the day. I've been staring at for a while. Friday's significant. You're going to have the shear, significant shear in place. It looks like we're going to have a sharp dry line that's setting up. Now, I need to go. We're still going to have to look at this. Let's take a look at the Euro for Friday. Okay. Look at this. Look at Friday. Look at Friday. Holy smokes. Look at Friday evening around 9 p.m. Look at our dry line setup here. Look at our shear. There you go. Shear. Dry line. Surface cape. Let's take a look at our surface cape. I don't want most unstable. Let me go back to the GFS. I don't want most unstable. Let's go to GFS, surface base cape. Here's, I mean, but you get, I mean, you have shear and you get a, we know what's happening. We know what's happening with our 500 millibar jet stream. You get a jet streak. There you go. Yeah. I mean, this is, now we're pushing 1500 plus joules per kilogram of cape. I don't expect like a high risk out of this, but hey, enhanced. Yeah. I think I'd expect an enhanced. There's a small chance I think we go moderate, but I think I expect an enhanced on Friday. Let's zoom out a little bit and take a bigger look at this together. Get some of that pushing out towards the Ohio Valley as we move forward in time, as we get into next week as well. Saturday, this is going to be interesting. You can see all the instability the GFS is throwing out here on Saturday, out towards the Ohio Valley, Mississippi Valley. All right, let's take a look. I want to take a look at a couple more things, and I'll start answering you guys' questions. Here's what's happening here, and I was talking to Matt about this as well. Interesting, extremely positively tilted jet stream. So this isn't your typical mid to late spring setup. Very positively tilted jet stream. How does that affect our trough ejection? Obviously dry air, moist air to the south, but this is still somewhat, this isn't the craziest looking. This looked a lot more impressive 2 days ago, I'll tell you that. But again, an enhanced day for sure, I think. Here you go. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive still. I mean, we were seeing 70, 75 knot shear a couple days ago, pushing through Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, portions of Nebraska and Iowa, and I'm just not seeing that anymore. Pretty spicy though, 50, 55 knot. Trying to hit up towards 60 knot shear. So Friday's definitely the day, but Thursday is going to get pretty spicy as well in portions of western Kansas, Oklahoma, central to western Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. All right, what's going on, guys? What is going on? What is going on? Chances for Houston? Houston seems to be missing a lot of this threat to the south. You can see really pretty well on the latest Rufus here what's going on. Let's do regions. Let's just go to central U.S. You can see pretty well what's going on here. Houston wants to miss a lot of this, a lot of these storms. And look at the Rufus here, even without using the updraft helicity reflectivity. This is that threat. Yeah, this is that Wednesday threat where we get like discrete popcorn. We get a popcorn kind of setup across Texas. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Because there's just a lot of room. There's just a lot of clean air. Supercells like sunny air ahead of them, guys. They don't like clouds ahead of them. They don't like moist air. They don't like rain-cooled air. They like sunny, hot air ahead of them. And we're not even getting rain out here through central and eastern Texas, and then we get this popcorn setup. I don't like this at all. Let me look at this one more time. Sorry, let me look at this one more time. Let me look at this. What's our 850 millibar doing here? Let me look at this one more time. We get some decent shear down here too. Pushing 40. You know what we should do? Let's do this. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Let's take a sounding. I really should be doing it off of like SigTor or something, but I'll just click in a random area. Here, let's do this. We'll go into... Let's get a sounding off of our SigTor on Wednesday. Interesting. One second. Okay. All right. Obviously, plenty of cape. 1,600 joules per kilogram of cape. There is a little bit of inhibition here. Marginal Tor. Marginal Tor. We have the rotation, obviously, on our hodograph. 16 knot, low level shear. Seemed like it would be more significant than that. 173 surface level. Storm relative helicity isn't much. Really weird flow here. Western and southern flow. Still possible hazard type. Marginal Tor. The 1.0 effective layer sig Tor. Let me see. Let me take another sounding. Tor. Marginal Tor. Again, no inhibition here. 1,500 joules per kilogram of cape. There's not a ton of shear with this. Not a ton of shear with this. What's our instability here? Oh yeah, we were just looking at it. What was it? 1,500 joules per kilogram. I don't know. I think we could get 2 or 3 spin ups on Wednesday. I don't think they're going to be long lasting, but I think we get 2 or 3 spin ups on Wednesday. And then here is Thursday night. There's some pretty interesting sig Tor here. Let's take a look here. Let's get a crazy sounding. Plenty of instability. 1,500 joules per kilogram. Take a look at the freaking velocities on here. Holy smokes. 40 knot surface shear. 545 SRH. You got a 7.0 oh my gosh. 7.0 effective layer sig Tor param. Possible hazard type Tor. The reason for that is the inhibition here. So will these systems even get off the ground? Will this instability instability really even begin to rise? So this isn't a capping event. This is just inhibition. So with a capping event, you have all the ingredients you need at the surface that are trying to puncture through the cap to explode into supercells. With inhibition, you don't even have that you don't even have those ingredients beginning to form yet. You're missing something. So inhibition looks like it wants to keep our Tors at bay on Thursday. Although, let's take a look. Some inhibition here as well. This is one of those days. I don't know, Thursday. This is one of those days where we may end up seeing like one of those slight with the Sig 2 type events where there's not a very good chance of a significant tornado, but if there is a tornado, it could be strong. What do you guys think? This might be the perfect example of a occasion to use a small percentage chance for a tornado, but maybe like a Sig 2 where it could be significant. I mean, 40 knot shear at the surface, 545 storm relative helicity, 1,500 joules per kilogram of cape. If you get a tornado, it's going to be significant. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Might be one of those days. Slight Sig 2. Can we go slight Sig 2? Is that one of the things we can do? That rhymed. Let's see. Let's see. Let me get back here. Going to news here. Tornado threat for Tennessee on Saturday. Potentially. We can look at that right now. Yeah, so slight Sig 2. We can go slight Sig 2. I don't know. I don't think they're going to do this for Thursday, but if they do, I'm going to say that I predicted it. Oh, you guys can't see it. Here you go. Let me switch screens here. So this is what I'm talking about for Thursday. Small chance. You see tornadoes Thursday, maybe. We have inhibition, but if you do, it could be significant. So maybe they do a slight Sig 2 on Thursday. Maybe. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. What's happening? Tennessee on Saturday. All right. we'll just take a look at precipitation, future reflectivity real quick. Actually, I'd like to look at this a little bit better in Weatherbell. All right, getting into Saturday. We'll push out here. Getting into Saturday. All right, let's go and take a look at our 850 millibar. Friday, Saturday. Not a ton happening. Not a ton of shear. Not a ton of low-level shear for you guys there. We can take a look at our jet stream. What's our outlook for Saturday? Let's see, our day 3. Okay, so that's our Wednesday. This is where they have it for Saturday, which makes a little bit more sense. Let's take a look at our 850. We have the shear here, and we're probably going to have the instability down here through Texas as well. Let's see, surface. We can go most unstable Cape. That's fine. I mean, there's some instability up through Tennessee. There's a little bit of instability up through Tennessee around then, but I don't know about severe weather Saturday in Tennessee. I don't really think so. Sig 1 significant, Sig 2 intense, or Sig 3 violent. Yeah. Yeah. 500 millibar trough and dew points won a major event in Dixie the 10th. Really? Let's go to the 12Z and take a look at that. All right. Now let's take a look at that. Jeez. First of all. Well, I'm guessing, is that on the GFS because it's not showing up on here? Actually, no. Yes, it is. I lied. Yes, it is. I lied. There it is. Holy smokes. What the heck is this? Holy smokes. Well, luckily that's far enough out that we don't need to be concerned just yet. Don't need to be concerned just yet. Let's go back. Let's look at the... Wow, look at that. Look at that. Holy crap. What's it showing here? On the 11th evening going into the 12th morning. What's the 850 showing there? I mean, that could be significant as well. Across the southeast. Tennessee Valley. There's definitely some action ahead, that's for sure. That's crazy right there, though. What are the dew points here? I gotta know. Let's go out towards the 10th again. Yeah. Man, you rarely even see dry line events like this far east. Look at that. I mean, I'd imagine this is going to change. This is too far out. This is over 200 hours out, but that would probably be a moderate. That'd probably be a moderate day. If that were to pan out, that'd probably be a moderate day. Yep. New Orleans this weekend. Let's just take a look at the reflectivity. How about severe in southern Indiana? We can check. We'll check that in a second. Here, let's go. I mean, you got a lot of rainfall this weekend for Louisiana, potentially New Orleans, but nothing looks too severe for you guys. Nothing looks too severe for you guys. We could see some severe weather shift down south, but right now it doesn't look too bad. Southern Indiana, obviously you're in that day 3 marginal, meaning Wednesday. So let's take a look at the Rufus and see when some of this could be moving through. Let's take a quick little look-see for you in Southern Indiana. We'll get a little bit closer. Really interesting day. Some potentially strong thunderstorms moving through in the morning. Straight through the afternoon. You're probably going to be under excessive rainfall by the look at this. You get into the evening hours Wednesday. This is where your severe threat starts. But it doesn't look too bad. This is where your severe threat starts. So pretty late. I'd say this is a late afternoon into the evening. Early evening hours is when your severe threat for Southern Indiana could start to crank up, but not looking too bad. This is a pretty messy setup, and it looks like you're going to get a lot of rainfall out ahead of this. If we take a look at, let's go to quantitative precipitation. God, I haven't used pivotal weather for this for so long. I mean, this is thinking Southern Indiana could get anywhere between 2 to 3 inches of precipitation before that severe weather even, or as that severe weather is approaching. So I don't know. It could just end up being a washout. Let me actually go back here and take a look at that. Let's look at Indiana as we get into Wednesday morning. Look at that. Before even Wednesday evening, you guys could have 3 inches of rain on the ground through portions of Southern Indiana. And then we're supposed to have severe weather that's going to come through. I'm not too worried about Southern Indiana, but we'll keep a close eye on it. I'm a little bit more worried about Kentucky, Western Kentucky, even though the marginal is north. To me, it looks like, I know the marginal is going like this. To me, it looks like the marginal should be a little bit south over Kentucky. Southern Indiana is probably going to be a washout, at least from what I'm looking at right now. All right. Kansas City, Missouri for Friday. Yeah, it could get spicy on Friday. It could get spicy on Friday. You can have some late night, early morning storms rolling in around 3 to 6 a.m. according to the Rufus. So, but tomorrow we're gonna have our kind of short to medium range models loaded in. So tomorrow we're gonna be able to see what's happening with Kansas City much better on Friday. Right now we kind of got to look at the GFS. Kind of got to look at a mid-range model. And we can see what the GFS wants to do here. What the heck? The GFS doesn't. That's interesting. Here's getting into Friday. Yeah, the GFS Friday keeps all of this east of you. Although our day 5 slight risk is directly over. No, it's directly over Kansas City, Missouri. It's directly over Kansas City, Missouri. I mean, Kansas City, I should say, in general. Yeah, this is why we need to wait for tomorrow for Friday. We want to be able to look at our NAM and the Rufus. Potentially even the MPass. I think the MPass we'll be able to look at tomorrow as well. Yeah, we'll be able to look at the MPass tomorrow as well for Kansas City. So we could at least see that updraft helicity reflectivity. This reflectivity that helps us, denote where these supercells could be. But we can see what's happening on the MPass, the Rufus, the NAM, everything. We are seeing this setup here, western Kansas, western Oklahoma, the panhandle of Texas on Thursday. These storms are going to be moving off into the east. Now, they're likely going to lose a little bit of steam as they approach Kansas City late into Thursday night, early into Friday morning, but we're going to have another setup right behind this. You can see that looking at our euro if we just go to the 850 millibar. All right, there's Friday. There's Thursday. And then we get into Friday. Boom. See how it reignites? Oh, there you go. Reignites right there over portions of eastern Kansas, southeastern Oklahoma, including potentially Omaha, eastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma. So that severe weather shifts just to the east. Very nice southern flow. Lots of instability for you guys in Kansas City on Friday. How's Friday morning / afternoon looking for DC? Probably not too bad. Let's see. Friday morning. It's looking wet. You dry up, it looks like, though, as you move throughout the day on Friday. Morning looks pretty messy. Early afternoon, then you might dry up. It's going to be hot as well. It's going to be very hot. What are our temperatures out there? Let's look at our temperature anomalies on Friday. Not too bad. You're pushing average to 10 degrees above average. Kind of depends where you are in Missouri. Someone's asking about Missouri here. So, again, here's our 1 to 8 day outlook. Actually, I'll pass this over here. Here's our 1 to 8 day outlook. Santino, $2 super chat. I appreciate you.
Do you think the East is done with snow?
No, I don't think the East is done with snow. We're going to see a big collapse of cold air mid to late March again, and we're going to get one big snowstorm, maybe a couple, one more for the Ohio Valley, maybe out east again. So I know that this seems like it is, but I don't think so. So again, the stratospheric polar vortex is undergoing a major disruption right now, and this is going to be the last major disruption of the year. You usually don't get disruptions after early March, but early March disruption usually means you get a big winter storm at the end of March, early April, and it heightens your chance. So we're gonna be pushing into like this mid 70s across the entire East, and then we're gonna have a big collapse of polar air. At least that's what looks like it's on the table. Anyways, Missouri, you are in this marginal risk, central to southern Missouri on Wednesday, so you should watch out for that. Not the biggest risk, but definitely some severe weather. The precipitation and flash flooding issues across the central to southern plains and Ohio Valley are I'm a little bit concerned about that as well over the next few days. And then Missouri, you get another nice slight risk as you get into Friday. And this slight risk is probably going to expand, and we're going to see an enhanced put in here, I think, for Friday. So Wednesday and Friday look to be your days. But really, Missouri, you're going to receive a ton of rainfall starting tomorrow all the way through, pushing out about 7 days. If we were to take a look at, again, our precipitation. Let's just go to our Euro. Surface precipitation. Let's go to 7-day totals. There you go. Oops, we don't want to go to Africa. Heavy rainfall. We're talking 2 to 3 inches for Missouri. And this is actually probably what we're going to see over the next 5 days. Let's just push out 5 days. Yeah. 4 days. Next 5 days. 2 to 3 inches of rain for Missouri. Heavy rainfall for eastern Oklahoma. Heavy rainfall for central to eastern Texas. Most of Arkansas. And then you can see southern Illinois, southern Indiana, southern Ohio, northern Kentucky. Heavy, heavy, heavy downpours. This is what's helping us bring some of that instability. Dry air, colder air up to the north. And lots of moisture flowing in. Southerly flow off the Gulf with some shear, with the trough ejection moving right through this region. It's classic early spring severe weather setup. Yeah, Santino. We're probably gonna have one more big cool down for the Ohio Valley and out east, and it's gonna bring with it some snow most likely. Nah, yeah, Leanne, you're not in the best spot. Any snow for New York City rest of the season? Listen, you could see more snow. It's 7 to 10 day outlook for you're probably not going to see any snow in the next 7 to 10 days. But third and fourth, I'm looking more towards the fourth week of March. But third, fourth week of March, first week of April, looks like we're going to get a big cool down. We can look at the Euro ensembles real quick. I got to get off here soon. I'm so tired. I got on late because I was doing so much. I'm trying to prep for some severe weather coverage tomorrow. So let's take a look at our ensembles. Surface, temperature, anomalies. Let's go back to the 12Z. Warm, warm, warm. Warm, warm, warm. Warm, warm, warm. Oh my gosh, it's 1,000,000 degrees. Winter's officially over. Is it? Is it? Is it? Yep, we're expecting a lot of cold air. Where's this coming from? It's coming from the stratosphere over the North Pole. How many times do I have to tell you guys? I hadn't even checked the latest European ensembles, but I'm glad they agree with me. Yes. That's why I'm not fully in on this Climate Prediction Center 3 to 4 week temperature outlook. Not fully buying it. Not fully buying it, all right? Not fully buying this. Right there. Not me. You can buy it if you want. Not me. Not me, because I want to be right. So I'm not buying it. We're gonna see. We're gonna see a big flip here. Cut off this red. Cut it off. Cut it off. Connor used to be our Illinois guy, but he got nothing now for us. I thought you were so cute too. What the heck? Well, it must have got uglier. Well, there's nothing going on for you in Illinois. Southern Illinois. Southern Illinois got some severe weather coming up. Wednesday. Most of Illinois could end up getting involved on Friday with severe weather late on Friday. You've got that slight risk. And the slight risk is likely going to expand. So, we're going to end up with like a marginal probably on Friday that's like this. Something crazy. A slight that's like this. Could get an enhanced like that. We could end up with that type of day. We'll see how this... I will say the 500 millibar trough is starting to look sloppy, which is making me less and less confident on the enhanced. But I still think our risk zones expand. So who knows? A little bit of severe weather possible Wednesday, Friday, and in Illinois. And I do think Illinois gets more snow as we get to the second half of March. Just does. Just does. Just north of Fort Collins, Colorado, near Wyoming Boulder, we just had saw marble size hail. Nice. Sounds like grapple. It's a little bit bigger than grapple. Northwest Illinois Friday. Yeah, I do think we can look at this again, but I think this will expand up there a little bit for you. I do think it'll expand up into Northwest Illinois. Illinois, Indiana. Okay. You know, weather briefing for DC on Friday? Well, you're not expecting any severe weather, but a lot of thunder showers. Thunder showers. Not thunderstorms. It's going to be a little toasty. A little toasty, a little rainy. Looks like it's clearing up late in the afternoon on Friday out in DC, though. Friday is looking like a tour event. Yes, it is. Friday is looking like a tour event, and guess what? Oh, the latest Rufus is loading, but that's the 03Z. We need the 06Z. Tomorrow, when I wake up and I make a video, that video is going to include the short-range models showing us our Friday event. Tomorrow's update is going to be highlighting Thursday and Friday significantly. And oh no, I'm not going to be able to put the new risk zones in tomorrow's update. God, I hate that I have to go to work. Man, I would love to just do weather stuff tomorrow. One day you guys will help me get a big enough following. I just do this. All right. Yeah, tomorrow we're going to get our short ranges showing us how spicy Friday is going to be, and that's going to be really important. Really important. Really important. I do expect Friday to me looks like the obviously most significant tornado day. Not that we're going to see a significant tornado, but the best chance to see a strong tornado or multiple tornadoes. They're going to make it out in super far northeast Arkansas the next couple weeks. What do you mean make it out? Like, are you not gonna see severe weather? Dick, that you're in deep Dixie Alley there. Northwest Arkansas. What was that? Did you say northwest or northeast Arkansas? Northeast. Yeah. You're in northeast Arkansas. You're in deep Dixie Alley there. And the next couple weeks look like they're going to be targeting Dixie Alley quite significantly. So I would stay up to date. I would stay up to date, northeast Arkansas. But I mean, in the immediate future, I'd probably watch Friday night into Saturday, maybe Saturday night too. Probably Saturday into Saturday night. I'd watch that area. Thoughts on Missouri for Friday? Well, again, we get our short rangers tomorrow, and that's gonna help us. Listen, I've been looking at these jet streaks tonight, and we can compare old models. I mean, we can go to here. Let me do this real quick for you guys. Although I can't really. I mean, I guess I can use the GFS. It's fine. I'll use the GFS. All right, and then we'll compare and contrast. Latest runs. No, let's do model trend. Let's do 850. I like looking at our 850 shear to see if we're getting a downtrend or an uptrend. All right, so here's Friday. Let's go to Friday evening. Here's Friday evening. All right. It's looking pretty spicy over Missouri. Let's not lie. It's looking pretty spicy over Missouri. How's the model trend been looking? Here's where it was. Here's where we were before. Uptrend, 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 uptrend. Not the same. Uptrend, 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 uptrend. About the same. So this has been uptrending. This jet streak has been uptrending. You can see we're pushing 56, maybe even the 60 knot. Maybe we get up there. 50, 55 knot. So I actually thought it downtrended a little bit, but it's been uptrending for most of the time. We had a little bit of downtrend from yesterday to today, I think, but, well, not really. It's been pretty up. It's been uptrending. So lots of shear over Missouri, that's for sure, on Friday. Lots of shear over Missouri. We can take a look at our dew points. What have our dew points been doing? Sitting around the same. Low 60s. You see that dry line set up to the west. And let me take a look at our instability. But most unstable. Actually, I want to go surface-based Cape, but that's fine. A lot of that most significant instability is out to the west, but you push out a little bit further into the evening. Tries to transition out into Missouri. Really looks like the spot's going to be western Missouri, eastern Kansas, and central to eastern Oklahoma, western Arkansas, and then obviously portions of the north central. Texas, we're talking about Dallas-Fort Worth on Friday. Those seem to be the target areas. Let's go to surface-based Cape as well. What's the trend been here? A little bit of a downtick in surface-based Cape. Those are really what can help to kickstart these tornadoes. More snow for mass? Probably, yes. You think SIG Hail 2 Outlook Thursday? Yeah, we could get that. And do you think it would go enhanced? Maybe. It's gonna be short-lived. It looks like it's gonna be pretty short-lived, but it could. It could, yeah. I could see it. We can take a look at that Thursday again. Let's go Wednesday. Here's our Thursday event. Thing is that we don't have much. Actually, let's go back here. Thursday. There we go. Here's what we're looking at. We don't have much in the way of shear, but we have enough. There's Thursday. Yeah, there's Thursday evening. There's Thursday evening. Shear's looking decent. Taking a look at our dew points Thursday evening. See, it's not a late April, early May dry line, but it's a dry line nonetheless. It's a dry line nonetheless, with decent shear and then an acceptable instability. Enhanced is the highest it goes if we do go enhanced, but I could see a slight Sig 1, Sig 2 hail. They're gonna have a tornado threat on it as well. Like I said, maybe a slight 5% tornado risk with the Sig 2, 2% with the Sig 1 or Sig 2, Sig 2. I gotta watch how they rate these things because I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn how seriously they take the Sig 1, Sig 2, Sig 3. I don't know. I haven't seen them use it yet. You know what I mean? Just based off what I read, I would put Thursday as maybe like a 2% Sig 2 or a 5% Sig 2 tour. With a much higher percentage hail. Maybe Sig 2 hail. 30%. Sig 2 hail. You know what I mean? My thoughts. But we're gonna get used to the new SPC stuff together, guys. We'll learn it quickly. This is going to be an Enzo. This is an Enzo neutral severe weather season we're talking about. Believe me, there's going to be a lot of severe weather. Sorry, but very likely there will be. Any tornado risk for Ohio this week? Not much. You're in that marginal on Wednesday, but I'm not too concerned. You could, yeah, small chance. You could. There's gonna be a little bit of instability up there Wednesday and the Thursday. What are your thoughts on for Joplin Metro? Southwest Missouri Wednesday. AT&T Rufus shows some updraft Helicity tracks, but they're gone now. It did, huh? Let's see. But they're gone. Interesting. Let's take a look at the progression of that really quickly. Let's go to the 00Z. Let's go. And was that for? Well, let's see. What day was that for? Was that for Friday? Was that for Wednesday? Was that for Friday? Oh, no, probably wouldn't have been for Friday. Was that for Wednesday? When was that? Let's see. Severe weather. Let us take a look. It was for Wednesday? Okay. Let's take a look. Wednesday, 2, 3. It shows 9 a.m. All right. Oh my God, the Rufus shows us the time in CST. Holy crap, that's crazy. All right, let's get into this. I mean, there's still some updraft helicity. This would be around 11 p.m., 10 p.m., 9 p.m. You get see this. This is what I'm talking about for Wednesday, though. You got that popcorn up here too. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is I'm glad you brought this up. This is exactly what I was talking about with Wednesday and what concerns me. You get this. Let's go all the way back, actually. Popcorn, discrete setup. Let me go to Epic Pen. 1 second, guys. Any of these could produce. And you get a little bit of that up through, a little more clustered, but we'll see what happens. Up through Missouri. We look at the model trend from the 18Z. It's brought it further south. Let's push this forward a little bit. Out towards 11 p.m. See, 11 p.m. it gets spicy up there. Midnight it gets spicy up there. What's the model trend here? From the 12Z, yeah, 12Z it looked pretty aggressive. 12Z it looked pretty aggressive for Joplin. Got a little less aggressive with the 18Z, and it's a little more. It's a little bit more of a messy setup. It's a messy setup now. So definitely a downtrend for Joplin, but it's something to watch because we do get popcorn cells popping up all over the place on Wednesday. Something could head through southern Missouri. Connor's still live at work. I wish. Yeah, any 6 severe weather May again, you can almost guarantee that. 7 to 10 day outlook for New York City. Hot and wet. Hot and wet. But after that, you probably get another big cool down. All right, guys, I got to get off. I'll be streaming some of the severe weather tomorrow. Obviously, we have severe weather tomorrow. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, probably Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Probably at least going to have a marginal for like the minimum a marginal for like the next 10 days, I swear. But new SBC guidance comes out tomorrow. No SIG all the way up through SIG 3. New percentages. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun to go live tomorrow. I'm going to try to release a video early in the morning because our Rufus and our short range models are going to show us what is going to be happening all the way through Friday. And that's important because Friday looks like our big day this week. So we want to see what our short range models show for Friday. It's kind of important. All right. I appreciate all you. Obviously, if you want to get all the severe weather updates, look at all the maps and graphics we talk about in my streams and in my YouTube videos, just join my Discord. It's completely free. It's updated every single day with all the latest information you need to know. Severe weather, winter weather, hurricanes, tropical weather, whatever you want to know. It's all on there. There's a link to my Discord in the description of every single one of my YouTube videos. Just go down in the description and click on the link and you can join, or you can add Connor's Climate Corner on Discord and I will put you into making part of the climate crew on the Discord. Mods, you're amazing. I will see all of you tomorrow. And I think that's it. Yeah, look for the video upload in the morning and the Discord to be updated. All right. See you guys.